Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the official launch event of Youth Heritage Europe. My name is Juan Manuel Hegedus Gravina. I serve as board member to the association, and I will be moderating today's event. So, as a first reaction, it's already a pleasure to see participants joining from all across Europe and beyond. I kindly invite you all to please write in the chat from where you are joining us today. And thank you very much already for making the time to be here with us in this milestone moment, which is the public launch of the association. So I have a few housekeeping rules that I need to share with you before we start, which are basically to keep your microphones muted throughout the event and when you're not speaking. Please use a chat to share your comments, your impressions, feedback, sharing links, interact as you wish. And it's important that you know that we are going to be recording this session as well as taking screenshots for archiving and, of course, for communication purposes. So if you do not agree with this, just please keep your camera off and we will understand. So we have a very rich agenda in front of us, including keynote reflections, the presentation of our vision, the introduction of the NextGen Heritage Ambassadors, among other interventions. The event is going to run slightly over 1 hour and a half. We plan to finish by 2:30. We would love to have you until the end. So we encourage you to please stay with us, that we have final segments that are important for understanding the next steps and what is happening with Youth Heritage Europe. So well, because this is a founding moment for all of us, a very important day, we want to take a quick Zoom group picture. So I'm going to ask you to turn on your cameras. And I'm going to count to 3, and then you can all smile, you can wave, you can do as you want to immortalize this moment. So well, in the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Great. Okay, very good. Thank you very much for that. So, well, now we can start slowly to get in the mood of the day. I think there are 2 words that really define today, which is continuity and ambition. Continuity in the sense that this community has already a story, a very rich one, which relates to ESACH, that we will learn more in the first intervention of the program. But at the same time, the ambition, because we are stepping into a clearer European role with a stronger mission and a stronger voice. I think we can all agree that heritage must be at the center stage of the European program and strategy. We know how heritage is a key driver of many of the most important transitions that we need to face, call it green, digital, social. But heritage today is also a space where young people must be present, not as an afterthought, but really as partners and as key active actors in shaping the future. No. So this launch is really not just a rebrand. It's not a shallow thing. It's really a statement. Youth heritage leadership belongs in the European conversation. And we are going to be claiming more and more this sitting the table to be part of shaping the future of the sector. So in a personal note, I would like to share that I have been involved for some years in ESACH, when I worked at the Charter Alliance project, and we collaborated with ESACH and European Heritage Hub as well, with a wonderful series of interviews showcasing the reality of young heritage professionals in the sector. And from those days, I was always impressed by this community that does not just simply talk about heritage, but really organizes itself, it convenes, and it acts. And I think this is really what Europe needs today more than ever, which is youth-led action that is competent, that is constructive, and European in its outlook. So with that, I'm very happy to open with the story so far, the reflection that is going to be delivered by Sorina Nakshu, President of Youth.Heritage Europe, who is going to take us through the ESACH journey and the moment we arrive today into the transformation of Youth.Heritage Europe. So Sorina, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Juan Manuel, and thank you also for taking this very nice role of moderating our session today. Hello, everyone, and welcome. It's really great to see so many of you here. What I'm about to say is going to be less of a formal opening and more of a moment of gratitude, actually. A pause to look back at the journey we've shared since 2017 and to say thank you to the many people who made this movement that we are today. Our story began in 2017 in Germany, just 1 year before the European Year of Cultural Heritage. ESACH was created with a clear intention to empower the youth voice in the heritage sector and to make sure that students and young professionals are not just invited to the table, but actually heard. And that is what we've been cooking ever since. I personally joined at the end of 2020, right in the middle of a global shift we all remember very well. And I witnessed a kind of growth that honestly I didn't know was possible. We basically grew together with this new wave of online accessibility, one that allowed us to reach across more space, more countries, and more time zones than ever before. When lockdowns happened, they didn't push us apart, they actually brought us closer together. That's when ESACH Talks was born and has now become one of our trademark events. Since then, thousands of beneficiaries have joined us to exchange knowledge, experiences, and ideas across borders. That period really showed us what kind of community we can become. In 2021, we signed a memorandum of understanding with Europa Nostra, marking a more hands-on and long-term cooperation. That same year, we launched the first edition of the European Heritage Youth Ambassadors Network. Over 3 cycles, more than 40 students and young professionals became part of this growing family, learning together, collaborating, and representing youth perspectives in heritage spaces. In parallel, ESACH continued to develop its publications, both academic work and our more accessible formats like ESACH Quarterly and the ESACH blog. It was also the moment we welcomed our first ESACH Europa Nostra intern, thanks to this bilateral program. We made sure not to disappear from key European moments either. Events like the European Cultural Heritage Summit by Europa Nostra became important spaces for networking, learning, and showing that youth are here to stay in these conversations. Our social media campaigns also became a big part of who we are. They allowed us to get closer to you, marking conventions and international days, sharing photo content, and running summer campaigns together with the European Heritage volunteers. These may seem like small actions, but they helped shape our community and our visibility. In 2023, we launched our largest project to date, the position paper on a sustainable future, placing youth at the center of heritage action and policy. We followed this up with spin-off events, discussions, and the opportunity for organizations and individuals to sign a pledge and engage with the position paper's principles. Then came 2024, which was truly special. We enriched our publications with the cultural narratives And we also met in Bucharest for our largest in-person event until then, the Youth Forum, organized as a pre-event to the European Cultural Heritage Summit. By that point, our involvement in the pilot European Heritage Hub was already shaping our way of working, contributing enormously to our growth and learning process. And in 2025, we gathered in Albarracin in Spain for the Youth Heritage Days, our largest event to date. There, we worked on further policy recommendations, shared experiences, and strengthened our community on the ground. This was also part of the European Heritage Hub framework. We began mapping youth initiatives across Europe, an effort we will continue because your visibility matters too. But none of this would have been possible without people and exceptional individuals who volunteer their time, energy, and belief in this movement. I want to take a moment to acknowledge the former presidents and vice presidents of the network who helped shape ESACH in crucial moments. Marius Müller, Carlota Marijuan Rodriguez, and Wim Sprengers. Our coordination committee, the executive arm of our network, has been enriched by the knowledge and enthusiasm of dozens of people over the years. I want to thank every single one of them for their commitment. And I would also like to take a moment to name our current dream team, members of the board and the coordination committee. So in no particular order, these would be Ana, Juan Manuel, Elif, Hector, Irene, Emilia, Yasna, Carla, Lea, Lorenzo, Erim, Giovanni, Sofia, well, myself, Unige, and last but not least, Denise. A very special thank you goes to Manon from Europa Nostra, who has been liaising, supporting, and advocating for our case for so long now. Truly thank you. And it would truly take me forever to name everyone who deserves gratitude, and it still wouldn't be enough. But let me also acknowledge the institutions that shaped us. Europa Nostra is the one whom we give thanks for shaping us into a true youth forum. Hispania Nostra, which supported the organization of several events and hosted us in Spain, and which is celebrating 50 years of existence this year, so happy anniversary. The Heritage for the Future Cultural Association, which supported the organization of the event in Bucharest and also our legal presence. Europeana, which has been our mentor in everything digital. Michael Culture Association, which is all about keeping us very well connected and mentored, and the list goes on. But none is forgotten. Today, ESACH is no longer just an informal network, as you've seen in our written descriptions. We have grown into a structured, recognized association in the European heritage landscape. And the journey continues. I hope you'll further enjoy getting to know us and working with us and reconnecting with familiar faces and why not new ones. Thank you for being back a part of this story, and back to you, Juan Manuel, for the next steps. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Serena, for this intervention and this journey throughout the ESACH history and where we are now. So now it's time to move from the story of the community, these reflections, to top European leadership figures for heritage. We are truly honored to receive a message from Glenn Mikhaev, the European Commissioner for Intergenerational Fairness, Youth, Culture and Sport, Unfortunately, due to scheduling conflicts, he couldn't be with us here today, but he was kind enough to send a short video message that we will see in just 1 minute. So just to give a little bit of context, Commissioner Mikhaev took office in 2024 and has since placed a lot of emphasis on strengthening youth participation in Europe policy making and reinforcing the role of culture within the European project. Testament to this is that under his mandate, we saw the development of the new culture compass for Europe, which represents an important step towards giving cultural policy a clearer strategic direction within the European agenda. So with no further ado, we can play the message of the Commissioner for the event.
Good afternoon, everyone, and congratulations on this important milestone. You are at the heart of Europe's cultural present and its future, because whatever is created and protected today is part of the cultural heritage of tomorrow. We made this very clear when we adopted the Culture Compass for Europe. Culture and heritage must be accessible to all, and young people belong around the table when decisions are being made. Culture carries intrinsic civic, social, and economic value. It shapes minds, it builds communities, and young people deserve better access to it, and a real say on how it evolves. You are important partners in shaping Europe's cultural direction. And this is why the European Commission will soon set up a Youth Cultural Ambassadors network at the European level as well. Networks like Youth.Heritage.Europe will help bring forward your ideas, shaping Europe's cultural policies and connecting young cultural professionals across our borders. Because just as we face shared challenges, we build shared solutions. But that's not all. Through the Culture Compass, we are also launching new initiatives for young people to explore, experience, and connect with Europe's rich cultural heritage. For example, by expanding our cultural offer within the EU Youth Discount Card under Erasmus+. Congratulations to all new NextGen Heritage Ambassadors. Your knowledge, creativity, and energy are an important contributor to this mission. Together, we can ensure that Europe's culture and our heritage are lived, shared, and shaped by all generations. I wish you the best of luck in this important mission.
Well, in name of all Youth Heritage Europe, we deeply thank the Commissioner for being present in this very special day. We certainly agree and support the idea of making culture and heritage accessible to all young people, and that young people belong around the table where big decisions are taken. Well, thank you very much. Now it's my great pleasure to welcome Śnieżka Ketflik-Michajlowicz, Secretary General of Europa Nostra. I would say that for Youth Heritage Europe, Śnieżka is not only an European leader, a key figure for heritage, but also someone who has followed and supported this initiative since its early days as ESACH. Her encouragement, her guidance, and her openness to intergenerational dialogue have been instrumental in connecting youth heritage voices to the wider European ecosystem. So Śnieżka, we are really grateful for your presence today and your continued trust in this community. And I leave you now the floors for your intervention.
Dear young colleagues and friends from all over Europe, dear leaders of Youth Heritage Europe, first of all, thank you for inviting me to witness this milestone in the development of the youth-led heritage movement, pan-European youth-led heritage movement. And yeah, thank you for giving me the floor also, because I find it as an honor that the young generation still allows the less young Secretary General of Europa Nostra to be part of you. And I For me, it is like a rejuvenation always when I am with you, and I'm grateful because I'm getting inspiration, I'm getting energy, I feel younger, and I feel that, we can together move mountains. Keep on moving mountains because we have already moved mountains, and indeed, Juan, as you said, I feel a little bit like a cheerleader of ESACH, now Youth Heritage Europe platform movement, and very proud that I have been following this movement and this growth and transformation from day one. I'm not going to make a institutional speech. I'm going to use this slot that you have given me, and very prominent slot after the speech of the European Commissioner, Glenn Mikalev, who is a great ally, our great ally, and who is part of your generation. And when he says that youth matter, he means it. And he is one who is demonstrating that indeed youth is not the future, youth is the present, and youth should not be somewhere in next door, but should have a seat at the table, at the leadership of the European Union. And we are delighted that precisely the youngest member of the college, of the team of Ursula von der Leyen, is in charge both of youth and of culture, and of intercultural, intergenerational fairness, and of sport. Now, we have the Olympics, Winter Olympics, sport is also very important, but that connection between youth and culture is, for him, as the leader and as our commissioner, extremely important. And I hope that you have all read and learned by heart the Cultural Compass for Europe that was adopted and presented by Commissioner Mikalev in November last year. And I'm sure that you have noticed how strong emphasis is on the young generation. Throughout the compass is a sort of lifting up and unleashing the potential and the power of the young generation, not just giving the access to heritage, the young generation, but having the young people around the table when Europe is shaping and implementing policies, actions, programs for cultural heritage. And now you have seen, we have been together setting up the schemes of young heritage ambassadors, and now NextGen Heritage Ambassadors, and that good idea has been taken over also by the European Commission, and they will also launch a youth cultural ambassadors network. And we must make sure, obviously, that some of you will be part of that wider European cultural youth cultural network, and that the youth heritage voices are very much represented in that wider platform. And Glenn Mikalev is happy because should feel happy. He got as a gift the Youth Heritage Europe platform, while Europa Nostra is proud that we have been sort of accompanying and encouraging, mutually inspiring, basically, the process from the beginning. And so I'm not going to make any institutional talks, but how I see personally, my personal memories and of that journey that, as Sorina said, started in 2017. And one thing that you should know, and that is particularly proud of that it all started when I got an email from the then initiators of the ESACH. It was not yet ESACH. It was the idea to create ESACH in 2017. They sent me an email and they said to me, Madam Secretary General, we have read one of your articles, believe it or not, that I have written in 2004. Thanks to internet, these articles stays on. And it was an article that me, coming from Belgrade, from former Yugoslavia, with all my conviction and passion, I have written that EU enlargement equals EU enrichment. Because 2004 was the year of the Big Bang, the 10 countries that joined, new countries that joined the European Union. And I felt that I really have to demonstrate to all the people who were still doubting whether EU enlargement was a sound thing to do, that it was, from the cultural and heritage point of view, an enrichment. And I'm so glad that, 13 years later, that article had inspired young generation, and it's always the best compliment that one can have. And that students got together and that they formed for the European Year of Cultural Heritage, which was also a very important mobilization that Europa Nostra contributed, together with many more European networks and organizations and together with European institutions, and that ESACH was born. And I will never forget also another moment, another of my memories of my journey with you, is then the 2018, the big Berlin Summit, European Cultural Heritage Summit in Berlin. It's the first time that we started calling it a summit. And it was really, really a summit with all the high-level participation. And the moment when you got 2 minutes, the summit was three days, the young generation got 2 minutes. And came, and there was a huge banner on the stage saying the young generation is the present, it's not the future. Because we were all the time talking, the older generation, talking about the young people, we have to involve them, they are the future. And there they were, you were there and saying, we are the present, and we are, there, we are engaged, we are taking action, and we want to be part of this pan-European movement. And and that's really was something, I think it was a milestone for Europa Nostra as well. We immediately also decided to set up a sort of young heritage professionals membership category, free of paying any fees, because we said, absolutely, we have to open the windows and the doors of our Europa Nostra house very widely open, and we need to have them as members, and we need also to open our various bodies of the organization to the participation and to the energy of the young generation. Another memory that I want to share with you, it's something unforgettable, and it was the March for Europe's cultural heritage that we did together with a large group of young people in Athens. And we did that march in Marathon, in the extraordinary landscape of Marathon. And we marched to the protected area and arrived on that phenomenal, legendary beach of the Marathon that used to be full of illegal stands, beach things, restaurants, etc. And thanks to the action of our member organization in Greece, Elleniki Italia, they fought to take this away and to get the beach of Marathon back to the nature and back to the people. And there we were with our young generation, marching, walking, swimming on the beach of Marathon, picnicking, dancing, and singing. It was really an extraordinary moment of the intergenerational dialogue, and a sort of a very important moment for Europa Nostra, not for you perhaps, but for us equally, because it was generations coming together in a very visible, a very tangible way. And then, of course, came COVID. We should not forget that we got the COVID when we were having so many plans of meeting and doing things from COVID. And during, but fortunately, we started before COVID. And then during that difficult time, we all continued, and you continued with so many online events, so many talks, conversations, narratives, etc. So we survived together these difficult times without going apart. And in 21, as Sorina said, we basically just formalized. We made that memorandum of understanding, which was just a formalization of what existed already. We built the trust. We built sort of the mutual feeling of joy of working together and challenging each other. Because it's not about, teaching, we teaching us. It's about you challenging us and we challenging you. So it is a sort of two-way process and dynamics. And then, you also mentioned that we made that system, that the scheme of the European Cultural Heritage Youth Ambassadors together with the European Heritage Tribune. I think it was three cycles, 3 years. We had a total of 40 young representatives became storytellers, bridges, connectors. And I think, some of them are still with us today in all sorts of ways. Some of them joined our team. The others are now leaders of the Youth.Heritage Europe and in many other programs and activities and in other heritage organizations active. Then, of course, there were so many things were happening, and you mentioned that we said, okay, it's good to have all those meetings and gatherings, but we also want your contribution to our work on policy shaping in European Union. And that was really in a very, very competent, in a very responsible, very engaged way. You produced that Europe-wide consultation on youth for the future of cultural heritage in Europe, and it was presented on various occasions. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that also was presented to Commissioner Glenn the day almost 1 week after he took office as the new commissioner in charge of youth and culture. So that document was also extremely important and served also. We used that document as an inspiration when we also applied to become the European Heritage Hub. And that is, an extremely important moment also for you, but for us as well, when Europa Nostra, leading the consortium of 20 European national organizations, won the call for projects to do the pilot projects of European Heritage Hub. And we insisted that the youth dimension should be one of the transversal dimensions for the work of the hub, alongside music. We had youth and we had music, and something which irrigates all our activities. And we are grateful for Hispania Nostra for accepting to host sort of the ESAC's work, and ESAC's secretary, Jasna, who we're going to speak later, who has been sort of in the steering group of the hub, and together with all of you, organizing the activities within the hub, first in the pilot project. And Sorina, you mentioned some very important, two important events, and this is my big regret that these two events I missed. One I missed because I was sick. I was going to be with you in Bucharest, but I came 2 days later. But I only heard how good it was, and it was really important that our summit in Bucharest, and Sorina, also you as the leader, as the president of ESACH, I think it was important that it took place in Romania. I think Romania and civil society in Romania also played an extremely important role all along in this development of not just Europa Nostra's pan-European, truly pan-European network, but also the youth dimension of that pan-European movement with ESACH. And so that we had that youth forum, and there I think we somehow cemented that partnership and that alliance that we have, and that working together that is now entering in that new chapter. That is entering in the new chapter of the hub as well, because the hub has entered in the preparatory phase, and now instead of ESACH, I've always complained about the acronym. I hate acronyms. So please don't use in your work acronyms. It's so, there is lacking of humanity. There is lack of emotion. So I just said to Manon, let's not use the acronym for the Next Generation Heritage Ambassadors. It looks so, how should I say, technocratic, while it's all about your passion, about your energy, and about your all things. So Next Gen Heritage Ambassador sounds so good, and the acronym is without any soul. So I remember, and I'm very proud that I participated with Sorina and Manon and Jasna in a brainstorming. How do we humanize the ESACH acronym into something that would really going to say what it is about? And there it is. The name came. The very strong brand, in my view, Youth.Heritage.Europe. That's all what it is, and that's what the brand is saying. And I'm so proud that you are now part of that new phase of the journey, also of the European Heritage Hub, which is all about the connections, about synergies, about amplifying our impact, amplifying our impact on the lives of everyday lives of citizens and communities, and impact on Europe's policy making. And I'm very glad I now see that among us we also have Stephanie Bonici from the cabinet of Commissioner Mikalev. I hope, Stephanie, that you will transmit all this energy and all these messages to the commissioner, and our gratitude also for his support for the cause of heritage and culture in general, but in particularly also for the role of the young generation in that context. I hope that we will organize, Stephanie, soon the gathering between the NextGen Heritage Ambassador and Commissioner Mikalev. We'll find the right place, moment to do that. I'm sure it will be inspiring for everyone. And I want to thank all the ambassadors who have been selected. I was very happy to see that on our website. I went to the website to see which countries they're coming from. And then I saw that you did not indicate the countries you come from. I like that. That means that you are there as Europeans. And then you have probably all sorts of, mixed identities, multiple identities, and you are born in one country, you are studied in another, living in another, in the third country. And that's what I want to pass you as the last message. Embrace of being proud Europeans, proud of all your various layers of our identity, but especially be proud of being European, and defend Europe and European values, because we need it. And we need Youth Heritage Europe and you all to help Europa Nostra and all our organization to be the forceful advocates and defenders of our European shared identity and shared values.
Well, thank you very much, Śnieżka, for this wonderful and very candid intervention from your side. I think it has enriched the story that Sorina presented, which shows really the making of ESACH and now Youth Heritage Europe, where we are from your side, from Europa Nostra. And I think also it shows how all these memories you have shared of the journey show to what lengths we have history together as organizations, and how closely interlinked we are. So thank you for your past and our ongoing support and encouragement. So now we're going to move to one of the core presentations into understanding what is Youth Heritage Europe, which we have called the vision, that is going to be presented by the new leadership team, by Hector Aliaga de Miguel, Vice President, Jasna Popovic, Secretary, and Elif Aiden, Communication Manager. So we're going to explore a little bit why the rebrand, why we're doing it now, the mission, our pillars, the visual changes that we have implemented. So, well, it's going to be a very rich segment. So I leave the floor to Hector to start the intervention.
Thank you, Juan Manuel, for this great introduction. I'm very glad to be here today with all of you, representing and and talking on behalf of Youth.Heritage.Europe. So thank you all for being here today. And well, of course, third question, why we are here and for what reason? Because we do have a broader mission as this formal institution to expand the impact beyond individual projects. So we want to expand the impact of youth and young generation in cultural heritage. Because also we want to establish and go for a long-term sustainability, building this network of experts in cultural heritage. Even if we're starting our role and our path in this war of cultural heritage, it should last. This network should last for a long time, and of course get like European visibility by strengthening the presence and recognition of these youth generations across Europe. How we do that? Because we have several objectives we want to accomplish. First of them, to build a Europe-wide interdisciplinary network of students and young professionals in the field of heritage, in the field of culture, and in the field of nature. Of course, those professionals, those young professionals, we want them to amplify their voices, to give them voice in an European national level regarding heritage and cultural policies debates. Of course, these young experts and young professionals, we want to help them to promote the employment opportunities and partnership in the heritage sector, such as internships, collaboration, and different activities. That, of course, will help to encourage preservation, engagement, and awareness of culture and natural heritage, so either tangible and intangible cultural heritage. And of course, it will also help to foster international and intercultural exchange through different events, activities, initiatives, mobilities, and etc. So many of them, you see them already with the initial presentation that Serena did to us. Last but not least, create spaces for dialogue on heritage from social, economic, educational, and political perspectives. And to do that, we have different pillars that will help us to build and to keep expanding this network. First of all, the advocacy about voice and policy. Of course, we want to keep an eye on the research because it's very important to keep promoting quality, knowledge of quality and innovation in our project and activities. We want to strengthen our network because this is like the main pillar and the core of Youth.Heritage.Europe by this community of young experts and young professionals and the exchange of knowledge between them. Of course, increase and strengthen the partnership that we have already with different institutions by different collaboration activities and get a higher impact of what we do with these different initiatives. And last but not least, have a youth-led action to empower the role of young experts in the field of cultural heritage and take some leadership in the actions that we have to accomplish. So I hope that these pillars will help us to keep evolving and to keep doing and implementing different actions. And now I want to give the floor for next communication details to our colleague Alif. So please, Alif, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Hector. Now I will present you a bit about our visual identity and to start talking about our new visual identity. First of all, as all you already heard, Snezhka already mentioned, the name had already been shaped with her guidance. So I would like to thank her for the support on behalf of the whole team. And regarding our logo, it is important to emphasize, I think, the whole process. It is not just as simple changing the logo and the name on the socials. Rather, it is a rigorous teamwork which had been led by Juan Manuel, and it took months to make sure for us, for our network, that we are still the same team, we are still with the same aim, but more structurally grounded and formally organized as young professionals. To this end, we collaborated with a young designer, Selen İmamoğlu, who based in New York. And our logo centers the orange keystone to symbolize our organization. And it is the element that holds everything together, and it represents youth as the driving force that keeps our shared European cultural heritage as strong, connected, and alive for the future. And it is symbolized by in our logo by the blue stones. And for our social media accounts, of course, we are also trying to reflect this vision on every content we share on our socials. Carla, our communication officer, she is behind most of the creative designs you see on our accounts, and she's perfectly making sure that our content very much aligned with our vision. Regarding that, on the screen you see our new social media account names, and please make sure that you are tagging us with the correct name in the correct names in the future. And regarding our website, even though we still didn't change the domain name since it is taking a bit longer than we expected, but soon it will also be updated and we will announce it. But we also renewed our front end with meticulous work of Deniz and Nerim, who are our website designers. And now you can see all the former, recent, and upcoming projects of ours, and you can dive into to learn more about us, what we are up to, and stay connected with us. And thank you. Now I'm giving the floor to Yasna to give more information about us.
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you, my dear team, thank you, my dear colleagues, but also thank you, all of you who are still with us and who have connected. We have officially reached 100 participants, so it is an amazing experience to live on this lovely sunny day here in Spain. I'm gonna briefly talk about the ways you can join. As most of you know, we have had some basic rules on who can be a part of the member, basically because we want to have really young professionals, students, either PhD, master, or bachelor, but also practitioners in the field of heritage, or people who are just in love with everything that heritage has to offer. Now we have a little bit of more structure membership, but still very flexible, because we wanted to be truly open and accessible to everyone. So as you can see here, it's between 18 and 35 years of age, or currently enrolled in any of the university programs. So also have in mind that maybe if you're with a PhD or a master's, the age limit does not apply. And you can either be a student, a resident, or a citizen of any of the Council of Europe countries. So as within the European Heritage Hub, also within our network, within our association, we think of a larger Europe, and we think of people who maybe are originally from another countries, but call Europe their home. You can become an active member, which is something that we, of course, invite you to do by scanning this code. And there is a quick small form that you can fill in. It won't take you more than 5 minutes, and it will help us immensely also know where our partners are, know where we have friends, and know where we can count on people to be part of our initiatives and of our work. And of course, if you have any questions at all, the Secretariat of the Association is at all during all of this period at your disposal. So you can reach us in any form or way. I'm sorry if there is a little bit of a noise background. I hope you can hear me well. And now we've seen the slides have shifted. This is something that we kind of introduced with the new association. As we say, it is a small fee but a big impact. due to just small technical needs, and also for the network to have the basic expenses covered, so we can truly work on our website, on our social media, but also start working on the project that promotes youth participation in heritage. We introduced a small fee. It's going to be 12 euros annually. So think of it as €1 per month thing. But as we wanted to make this event even more special, we said, okay, let's have it a little bit of a discount. Let's incentivize people to become a member right now. So yes, 10 euros instead of 12 is for the duration of this month. So without more more details, I think that I would like to stop here for this part. Of course, as I mentioned before, we are completely open to any questions and remarks, and both at the end of this event, also in chats if you have any doubts. But of course, during the following days, all of you that connected will receive also let's say a sum up of everything that we have been talking here today on your emails in a couple of days, just so you have it also written. And we thought that, of course, we wanted to present the new and refreshed image, and also our a little bit more ambitious goals. But we also wanted to align this event with something that is very dear to our hearts, and that is the idea that they're heritage ambassadors. As you've heard from multiple speakers by now, we believe that to be a heritage ambassador, to be a youth heritage ambassador, you need passion, you need involvement, you need a idea of true value of heritage, and the drive to share it with your community, from the local level to the European level. We have been lucky enough to have the 3 cycles of the European Youth Heritage Ambassadors, and now we are even luckier that this idea found its place in the second part of the European Heritage Hub project. And with this, we call it NextGen Heritage Ambassadors, and we place the youth at the center of the European Heritage Hub by ensuring that these emerging perspectives actively inform decision-making and innovation and long-term vision. For that, we are happy to have the 12 ambassadors here with us. So this is their official formal presentation. They've already had their meeting, the first one, and they worked on a very, very nice way to present who they are and what they think. So instead of quickly going through their CVs, they will have the opportunity to answer one of 4 questions that we have been working on and that are closely linked to the European Heritage Hub theme. And these are the questions. As we've already discussed a little bit of order and a little bit of division, I will be calling their names and, of course, presenting their CVs, because we do believe that also this is the window for them to be introduced to our network and to the heritage sector and heritage professionals. And then I will invite them to reply to the question they have chosen. So I wanted to say in no particular order, but it is in a particular order. We've had this discussion in our team, and we have came up with the order, and we are starting with Cecile. Cecile is a student of International Cooperation on Intercultural Heritage at the University of Bologna. Her interest on the adaptive reuse of built heritage is urban context and role in addressing environmental and social challenges. She has gained experience through European heritage cooperation initiatives and youth-focused heritage work. Cecile, I believe you wanted to reply to the first question, so the floor is yours.
Hello, I just need to find the document again, so give me 1 second. So the question was, climate change is, I'm supposed to say my answer now, right? Sorry. Yeah, okay. Sorry. The question was, climate change is already affecting many heritage places and traditions. How do you think young people can help protect cultural heritage from climate impacts? And I said that I find it beautiful that cultural heritage is not only vulnerable it's not only a vulnerable thing to protect from climate change, but it's also a very powerful lever that we can use for bringing about climate awareness. And I deeply believe in that. And because it's touching people more emotionally, I would say. And so it touches the cultural heritage that everyone associates to locally. So yeah, and sorry, I'm trying to also read at the same time what I wrote. Yes, so our role, I think, is to learn about the place we cherish, and also not only from the books, but also through intergenerational dialogue, and also to navigate the way we can both protect this heritage, but also using it as a tool for illustrating climate emergency and raise climate awareness locally and globally.
Thank you, Cecile. Also for being the first to start this. It's a little bit of an icebreaker, so amazing. Thank you. And we are sticking with the same question, and we are going to Samantha. Samantha Tobias, she's a PhD researcher at University College Dublin, with a background in World Heritage Management and Conservation. Her interdisciplinary research focuses on climate vulnerability, cultural landscape, and biocultural heritage. She has professional experience with UNESCO and ICRA, and is also involved in heritage education. So, Samantha, please share your thoughts on the number one question.
Hi, thank you so much for organizing this and for having us. My answer to the question is that I think we can help protect heritage from climate change by working alongside communities to keep traditions alive while supporting them and adapting to new conditions. Cultural heritage often reflects long-standing ways of caring for landscapes and nature. Research can support communities in understanding risks and sharing knowledge. So by amplifying local voices and traditional skills, and by valuing both culture and nature together, young people can help communities stay connected to their heritage while preparing for change. Thank you so much.
Amazing. Thank you very much, Samantha, for your thoughts on the subject. And the third who expressed his wish to speak on the subject is Theodoros Alexandritis. Is an urban planner working at the intersection of cultural heritage, sustainable tourism, and EU-funded projects. He works as a project officer on European research and innovation initiatives in collaboration with universities and local authorities. He's actively involved in Europa Nostra and the Youth Heritage.
Hola, Bernardo. Vamos a ver.
So, do we have Theo and maybe Barbara?
Yes. Hello, everyone. It's nice to be here. So, moving forward to my answer, I said that address climate change.
Oh, we've lost Theo.
Yeah.
Okay, you can hear me
Si
now?
es posible,
Yes, we have, but we can hear you, and we can hear also Barbara Condero in the background. So I will try to temporarily mute her, and you can please continue.
Okay,
Thanks.
okay. Cross-sectoral collaboration is essential because isolated interventions only end up being a drop in the ocean. So tangible heritage is increasingly threatened by extreme weather events like floods and urban heat island. And the new generation of urban planners should cooperate with cultural experts and policymakers in order to implement new ecological strategies to protect and preserve the heritage, the cultural heritage within the urban fabric, because those events are um, mostly happening in the cities. So intangible heritage also needs to be protected. Seasonal events and agricultural traditions are threatened by climate change and must be safeguarded through educating the younger generation on how to adapt and to mitigate the impact of climate change. And currently, there is a notable shift towards a greater ecological awareness of young generation. So I believe we are on the right path. That's all from me.
Thank you, Theo. We are for sure on the right path, and with this amazing generation, even more. And thank you. And these would be the three who would answer the question number one. And then for the second question, we thought of addressing this one. Do you feel cultural heritage is something that belongs to everyone? What would need to change for more young people to feel that heritage spaces and stories are also for them? And we have three amazing answers. The first one to present is Daniel Enrico. He's an archaeology and art history graduate from University of Naples Federico II. He works with Cooperativa La Paranza and the Catacombs of Naples, focusing on heritage management through active citizenship and community engagement. His work is inspired by the principle of the Faro Convention. So, Daniela Enrico, the floor is yours.
Yeah, hi everyone. And yes, I believe that cultural heritage belongs to everyone. I even believe that everyone is cultural heritage. Cultural heritage meaning is interpreted by the community that belongs, enriching every day with new values with the changement of times. And indeed, to increase the youth engagement in cultural heritage, we need to let them feel as a part of a process of definition of it, not observers of something already established, already settled, but so sparking interest and even belonging feeling in them. And I believe that in general, this is our role and goal as new ambassadors. Thank you.
Thank you. Amazing. Yes, for your intervention. Thank you very much. I really like the thought of everyone is heritage. I might steal that, but I will make sure to mention you in the footnote. From Italy, we go to Serbia. We have Nikolina Georgievic. She's a conservation and restoration student and a visual artist based in Belgrade. She's actively involved in initiatives dedicated to the protection of mother cultural heritage and youth participation. Her work has been recognized through national and international exhibition and heritage awards. Nicolina, the floor is yours.
Hi, do you hear me?
We hear you perfectly.
Okay. My question is question 2. So yes, I believe that cultural heritage belongs to everyone, but many young people don't feel that it is for them because they don't see their own stories in it. Sometimes cultural heritage feels distant to young people. So I think we need open doors, kind welcomes, and more education through workshops, school programs, and practical learning at heritage sites. When heritage institutions and educational programs listen to young people, include their ideas, and give them chances to learn, create, and take part in decision, young people begin to feel that they belong. And when they feel that something is theirs, they protect it with love and care. So I know I speak from experience. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicolina. I'm sure we will have a lot of time during this project also to hear about more personal stories, because I think each one of you is answering from the bottom of their heart, but also, you know, being fully aware of the all the practical sides of involvement in heritage. And the third one that we have for this question would be Atakan. He is a researcher working at the intersection of cultural heritage, collective memory, and cultural diplomacy. He's holding a master's degree in public and cultural diplomacy, and his work explores youth engagement, memory studies, and dialogues through heritage across Europe, Turkey, and Western Balkans. He contributes to research, podcasts, and international cultural projects. Atakan, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes,
It's nice to
perfect.
see you. Thank you. It's nice to see you all. Indeed, it belongs to everyone. And to improve youth engagement, we need to create more inclusive and participatory spaces. And instead of top-down initiatives, we have to adopt a bottom-up approach that actively involves youth. And this is precisely where we have an important responsibility here, because like coming from diverse countries and backgrounds, we are well positioned to understand how youth relate to cultural heritage. And by working at the grassroots level, we can help raise awareness and promote cultural heritage in ways that resonate with youth. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Atakan. And with this, we've seen the first 6 ambassadors, and we've discussed 2 questions out of 4. So let's continue with this amazing pace and discover more of our inner thoughts on these topics. The question number 3, we went back to the people transformation of the hub, and we thought of the digital side of it. So the question would be: digital tools can make heritage more accessible, but can they also change how we experience it? How would you like to see technology used to bring heritage closer to young people without losing what makes it meaningful? And again, we are lucky enough to have 3 contributions, and we can start from Catarina. Catarina dos Reis is a Portuguese PhD researcher specializing in museums and digital transformation. Her work focuses on digital strategies, accessibility, audience engagement, and collaborative practices within national and international museum contexts. She also bridges research and practice to support inclusive and future-oriented culture institution. Katarina, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. I think it's always a challenge to answer such a broad question, but what I want to highlight with my answer is that I believe that the use of technology in heritage can itself be meaningful, and the presence of digital tools does not diminish authenticity. What determines the impact is how thoughtfully and strategically the technology is applied. Which is why I believe that digital strategies matter by creating a bridge between the material object, the visitor experience, the technological layer, and the professionals behind them. In practice, these may translate into very different projects or approaches depending on context and objectives. So I believe that technology should be understood as a privileged space of encounter where communication can happen on a more horizontal level, and where different voices can coexist in ways that traditional structures sometimes limit. At the same time, digital tools are not meant to replace the physical experience, but they can either complement it or even operate as a second autonomous space. So yes, I believe technology connects young people to heritage when it deepens their understanding and by preserving meaning when used intentionally. And that's it.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Katarina. And from Portugal, we go to Slovenia, to Kaya. Kaya Schwab is an architect and heritage conservation specialist with international academic and professional experience. She has worked as a conservator in Slovenia and holds advanced degrees in architecture and conservation from institutes in the UK and Spain. She currently works as a freelance professional in architecture, conservation, and urbanism. So, Kaya, the floor is yours.
Hi. Firstly, I would like to say how honored I am to be a part of this event and selected as the NextGen Heritage Ambassador. And secondly, I believe that the digital tools should complement, absolutely not replace, authentic heritage experiences. For immovable heritage, they can provide virtual visits of historic buildings and sites, introducing young people to spaces they might not otherwise access. For movable heritage, they can reveal a restoration process, display paintings or other artifacts on loan, and offer insights into museum depots. They can also illuminate how the complexity of heritage, its creation, and the fundamental questions surrounding preservation, conservation, and restoration strategies. While digital access broadens financial accessibility, in-person visits remain essential and irreplaceable. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Kaya. Well, that's all for now. So we have 1 year of more discussion. And for this question, we also have a contribution from Tim. Timothy is a French researcher in cultural heritage with a background in history and cultural heritage studies. His research focuses on heritage as a tool of different cultural diplomacy, with particular attention to French cultural influence abroad. His interests include cultural policy and international heritage cooperation. And Tim, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I want technology to be used as an educational tool that encourages critical engagement. Virtual reconstructions or immersive experiences can attract a young audience, but they must clearly distinguish between interpretation and historical facts. Transparency is essential. Digital tools should encourage curiosity and reflection rather than superficial consumption. Heritage takes on its full meaning when young people understand its complexity, its different layers of memory, and its relevance to contemporary challenges. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Tim. That's very lovely. And as they usually say, last but not the least, let's imagine it's 2035 and young people have helped transform cultural heritage across Europe. What does the future look like? Greener, fairer, or more digital? What did youth do to make it happen? Would be the last question. And we have Julia to answer it first. She is a heritage specialist with a background in architecture, conservation, and sustainable design. Her work focuses on heritage policy, adaptive reuse, and climate-aware approaches to the built environment. She's currently engaged in municipal heritage work and European cultural heritage initiatives. Julia, the floor is yours.
Hello. Thank you so much for having us here. And yeah, a decade later, youth are the driving force in cultural heritage across Europe. They are co-creators of a collective memory of place. Heritage space is expanded into being more inclusive, climate aware, open to real dialogue and decision making. Digital tools broaden access while keeping stories rooted in community. This shift happened because young people moved from being audiences to partners, asking who is missing, challenging outdated structures, and proving that heritage is something we actively, continuously shape together. Thank you.
Thank you, Julia. And on the same topic, we have thoughts from Ulrika. She's a geographer focusing on the relationship between people, space, and place. Her work centers on citizen participation, socio-spatial justice, and inclusive urban development informed by local history and heritage. She has experience in climate advocacy and youth policy at local and national level. Ulrika, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. So I would hope that in 2035, spatial justice has finally become a common criteria and a key element of any spatial interventions in urban areas. And there will then be clear means of communicating among different entities and to make sure that the voices of youth are included in ways that suit their needs, which currently is not the case. Those that inhabit a space will have a right to be part of the decisions and the decision-making arenas and can in this way bring their own lived experiences of space and their cultural practices and ways of living into planning processes, which now respect the people-place relationships and values related to that. Thank you.
Thank you. And the same question and the third answer will be given by Angel Marin. Is an art historian holding a PhD in cultural heritage from University of Cordoba. His work focuses on the management, promotion, and public accessibility of cultural heritage, combining academic research with institutional and local level leadership. He is currently active as an official tourist guide and delegate for Hispania Nostra. Angel, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Jasna, for the introduction. I think in 10 years, European heritage will help rural areas grow, and young people lead this change with a plan that keeps local talent. They repair all monuments in small towns like my village in Cordoba, using green materials to create fair jobs. Most of all, they use digital tools to link local teams with experts. Like now, we are online from all of Europe, making it easier for everyone to save our history. And I would also like to congratulate my colleagues and thank you for your attention to all.
Thank you, Angel, and thank to the remaining 11 ambassadors. It was amazing hearing your voices and hearing what you have thought of these questions. We've come, I'm not going to say to the end of the presentation for the ambassador because this is only the beginning, but it is the way we wanted you to see how we interact with our group and how we hope to have them involved in many, many activities within the European Heritage Hub. So I would kindly ask you to stay tuned and to follow what we do, which brings me to the next steps. As we are a little bit behind the full schedule, maybe the shortest would be like, subscribe, follow, and write us, please. We are here. We are eager to hear from our community. We are finally opening, to a more structural contact with all of our members. So don't hesitate to share your ideas, to invite us for an online coffee, to talk, to discuss the topics related to heritage and youth participation, but also take part in our activities, follow us on different social medias, read our newsletter, apply for different options that we will soon be sharing, such as participation in the talks we have online, maybe publishing something in our magazine. So I would like to finish this presentation of mine by thanking you once again for staying connected and for being interested in what we do. And I'm giving the floor back to Juan Manuel.
Well, thank you very much, Jasna, and thank you to all the newly appointed ambassadors for all your interventions. It was really insightful and lovely to meet you all. So we are now getting close to the end. So this final segment is really to invite some of our partners and organizations that we have collaborated with to share a little message on this special day. So I will be calling some names that we already have confirmed, and then if we have time, we will leave the floor open. So first, I'm going to call Barbara Cordero, Director General of Hispania Nostra. Barbara, the floor is yours.
Yeah, sorry, me again. Barbara had to disconnect because she had a meeting. That's why it jumped. But she's sending us her love and best regards. And once again, we're using this opportunity to congratulate Hispania Nostra on the 50th anniversary.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Jasna. So then we move to the next person, Marco Fiore, Policy and Project Manager of Michael Culture Association. Marco, you can start.
Thank you, Juan, and thank you, everyone. Formerly, ESACH Youth.Heritage Europe, we are so proud and enthusiastic to see what's going on here. And I'm really honored to be here in this day, which is a marking moment and a milestone. And we're happy to say that we've been here for a while with you, for a couple of years now. I think that the first real time that I spoke with Jasna and Sorina was in 2023. And then 1 year later, we were in Bucharest at the European Heritage Summit, and we were right in front of the venue, and we were speaking about not tokenizing youth in heritage policy and cultural policy in general. And you were so enthusiastic and so passionate, and immediately I said, yes, we have to collaborate and to create a structured dialogue between Michael Cultural Association and what is now Youth.Heritage Europe. I completely agree with Nes, because Nes, I agree with you. The names, and we don't like acronyms. We were with some Youth.Heritage Europe ambassadors at the Michael Cultural Association Forum, and we were thinking about how shall we call now ESACH. It was easier, but now Youth.Heritage Europe really says it all. And I think it's great. It's a wonderful name, and the fact that everything started with the Youth for the Future of Cultural Heritage Europe paper. I think it was a great starting point for us to begin the conversation, and I'm happy to say that we're going to continue collaborate. We have in the pipelines in the following weeks, we have a memorandum of understanding that will be signed with Youth.Heritage Europe. And also, we're going to start, I think we can announce it, even if all the work is in the pipelines right now, a mentorship program between Michael Cultural Association members and Youth.Heritage Europe members. We are in the process of selecting our members in order to create a mutual environment of conversation where mentors and mentees can exchange and can create links at national and international level to advance together, all together. So this is a new chapter. We are really, again, I'm repeating myself, but it's true. We are really happy to be here, and we really want to keep this path with you. So we need organizations like Youth.Heritage Europe. As a young person myself, I can say that in the EU bubble in general, this enthusiasm and this passion is unusual, and we really need it. We need young people voices at the table to shape the policies and that are going to shape our future. We know youth is not only the future. Youth is the present, and we have to be there. So thank you very much for all your work. Yasna, Sorina, Juan, and the whole team. It's great to be here with you and happy to continue this conversation.
Thank you very much, Marco, for your words. So now we are going to move to the next speaker, who is Federica Manzoli from the Center for Interdepartmental Research on Digital Humanities of the University of Modena and Reggio Emilia.
Hello, and thank you so much for having me here. I actually really wanted to take a small experience which was so valuable for us. I work in this Center for Digital Humanities in a quite, small university, but very active also in European projects, which is one of the reasons why we got to know each other. And I just wanted to leave you really our experience working with you, which was really incredibly effective and valuable. Because, what I think is that working with you means has several meanings. One of them is to have the possibility to work on very high quality topics, because you have so many different backgrounds. And for people really caring about digital humanities is a huge chance to have such broad possibilities. On the other side, I think that working with you means to reach a lot of European countries, which is, again, something extremely useful if you want to do genuine European research. And on the other side is that working with you means to work not just with young researchers and young practitioners, but also to really develop a genuine intergenerational dialogue. So this where and also I really had the chance to work with very propositive people, really giving solutions, not just proposing something vague, but really I received something concrete to include in projects, which is like something not given for granted when you start to work in European consortia. So I thank you so much. I wish you all the best. I'm very glad I was able to give my feedback on a moment when you are changing name, and changing name, of course, it also means change a way to be, and that's really meaningful. Thank you so much and good luck.
Thank you very much, Federica, for your kind words. So now we have a couple of minutes. So if there's anyone else that would like to take the floor to share a little message, this is the moment. You can just open your mic and go at it.
Hi, I'm Juan Carlos Barrientos on behalf of European Heritage Volunteers and all of the network of European Heritage Volunteers across Europe. We want to congratulate you on this milestone, this great landmark you're reaching today with this expansion of your activities and expansion of the work that we can do together. And I want to extend again open the floor to the invitation to continue to collaborate as we have done in the last years together with ESACH, now with Youth.Heritage.Europe. And I hope that we can contact again soon so we can prepare the activities together this upcoming summer, because European Heritage Volunteers is a platform for young emerging heritage professionals coming from across the world, but working here for heritage in Europe. And we wish to continue to collaborate with you to bring young people, emerging heritage professionals, to activities in heritage across Europe together. So congratulations again.
Thank you very much, Juan Carlos. And I see Manon with her hand raised. Please take the floor.
Thank you, Juan. Thank you, everyone. Well, I just wanted also personally to congratulate you all on this very important step in the life of your organization. So I've also been there, I think, every step of the way since 2017, and it's been really enriching also for our work at Europa Nostra and the European Heritage Hub to witness how committed young people are and how already they are leading the way. And it's truly enriching and also very much in line with the priorities of the European Union. And yeah, we are all together definitely an asset and a great added value also for demonstrating that cultural heritage and young people really matter for the European project. So I really want to encourage you to keep this motivation, to keep this ambition, because there is still a lot of work to do. We have also fantastic and really exciting projects and events coming up with the European Heritage Hub. So really looking forward to working with you all on this and having concrete and tangible results. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Manon, for your words. So I think we can now close the event on time. So as we close, I think it's clear that this is not a simple name change. I think now it's evident after this event. And I go back a bit to these words that I was talking about at the beginning: continuity and ambition. As you can see, our ambition has grown, and we expect big things, and we have very important objectives lying ahead. But there's a continuity in the sense that our essence remains the same. We really want to create a space for young people to think, to contribute, to be part of heritage, and also to take responsibility within Europe's heritage field. So thank you very much to all the speakers, all the partners, all the members who have joined today in this milestone event for us. I hope you will accompany us throughout this journey. And as Jasna said, please subscribe, become a member, see ways to engage with us. We will be more than happy to welcome that. So thank you very much and goodbye.